Alright, that's us live now. Welcome everybody to the stream. We're going to take a look at MATIC today. We'll just give it 5 minutes, wait for a few people to get in, and then we'll crack on. We're going to have a look at MATIC in both the USDT and the BTC pairing too. Maybe a bit of price analysis in terms of where we can invest and where we can look at targeting some sells on my way up. But we'll just wait for a few to get in, and then we'll crack on. Let me know where you're all from in chat. Smash that like button, and then we will crack on shortly. Good evening, everyone. Well, let's get cracking here. We've got a few people in here now. So we'll start off with MATIC Tether. This is a 4-hour time frame on Binance. And as you can see, we had that all-time high up at 270. Did quite a big fat rejection off that. That's the entire market. Don't worry about that. It's nothing wrong with MATIC. We did a 72% drop. We have rebounded in terms of a price rise. We're pretty much pumped all the way up 224%. So that was a significant rise, and I've seen a few people talking about shorting it recently, and it has brought the price down a little bit. But I think what we are coming into now is a bit of a period of consolidation. I think now is probably gearing up, a little bit of liquidity, buying up at these levels. If you look around here, this was the area where we had liquidity, then in this centre here, and now in that same region again. So I think we're just picking up some liquidity now before we do start to make the next leg up. So that is your liquidity zone there for our time frame. If we're looking for some buys, really, we need to analyze this latest move. We will go into a bit of a price prediction too on the end of this video. So if you're looking at this move here from the bottom to that top wick, as you can see, we're using that 50% retracement level as a pretty much a support zone. We've had 4 wicks within that region, and it is pretty much bounced straight up. So it does show that has got some solid price action within that range. So that is pretty much the area to buy. If I were looking to buy some MATIC now, I'd be looking to place some orders at 175. I think that is a key area to look at. Just looking at RSIs around mid-ground as well, so it is pretty much leveling off. And yeah, so that's your buy zones within that range at 175. And then I think once we do break out and eventually start pushing up, we can look at these Fibonacci extensions. So we've got 211. We'll mark all these levels up. So we've got 211 to take some profit, and then we've got 227 too. So there's some potential areas that you could invest. There's always a good chance that we could potentially do something like this, drop down to that 50% level, come up, hit that negative 2.7 level, maybe back down to test the previous highs here, and then push back up to level. So that is a potential setup if the market does allow him. But we just need to monitor that price first and see what goes on. See if we do come back down, test that region before we do make that next move up. So that's pretty much areas to target as in buys. And then if we're looking for potential price predictions, I'm going to drop onto a daily time frame here. I really want to use a fib to give me some key levels. So we're going to take it from the top of that move to the bottom of that move. And then we can look above at some of these key levels that we're targeting. These are the levels that I've marked up previously. We'll just get rid of them. These are the new fib levels, which I think could be good areas to target in terms of pretty much a price prediction. I think we can push up towards this region at 775, and we've also got that 2.618 level there at $5.821. I think that's a good level, and that's a good level too. So they are two levels which I would target as potential price predictions. It's not even a million miles off. If you look at where we are now up to this next level, you're talking 223 and then 333 up to that key level there. So some potential areas for you to look at targeting there if a market does allow at some stage. Just read some questions I was ever doing this evening. Can I check Mina protocol? New lightest blockchain, only 200 kilobyte. Might do. Remind me towards the end of stream and have a look once we've covered MATIC. But yeah, MATIC is looking good. I mean, if you're looking for some potential trades, zoom right into this area. I've said this is a key area. Oh, let's give it out actually. I think this is a key level down here. So if you're looking for potential setup in terms of a long, you could use this level. And if we do bounce, then things might start to look okay. So potential with a stop loss at 5%. And then target that region up there. So you're looking with a 5% stop loss at 165, an entry at 174, and then take profit 1 at 210, and then take profit 2 at 226. Could be some decent areas for you to target if the market does allow. So that's that pair covered. If we look at the BTC pairing too, so what's going on here? Pretty much same scenario as the Tether pair. We are in a bit of a period of consolidation now within this range. But if we're looking for some buys on this pair, we could pretty much analyse that entire move. So from the bottom there up to that top, we've done that 38% retracement. We've bounced off it here, pushed up, and then we rejected again and come back down to this level. So I think this is a region, if you're looking for some investments, I think that's probably the best area to even target here at 4,221 satoshis. Use that area support quite a few times around these wicks here. Bounce to support here. So that to me would be a nice area for you to potentially place some spot orders before we do start to push up. So that could be a potential setup there. What do you think will happen the mintable coins after EIPP goes live? Like Revencoin, VeChain, etc. I'm not too sure, to be honest, mate. I'm not that technically minded. I mean, EIP 159, that's to do with burning gas fees, isn't it? So that in theory turns Ethereum into a deflationary asset. But I mean, when's it going to get implemented? They talk about bringing it on board on is it a London upgrade in July? But then Vitalik said the other day that he don't think ETH2 will be out until the end of 2022. So who knows, mate? Do I think Zil will do a 10x this month? Probably not, mate. I don't think it will do a 10x this month, but it will definitely do a 10x at some stage. I mean, 10x from now would be $1.30, wouldn't it? So I think you're way off that yet, but it will come at some stage. So having a look at Zilliqa, that's a potential setup I've got there. I've already done a video today on Zilliqa, so that's a potential entry at 13.3 cent, and then we hopefully push up to that area at 17.6. But yeah, times 10 within this price range, I don't think it's quite possible. But going back to MATIC, if you've got any questions regards to MATIC or entry points or any other projects, just give me a shout in chat. Yeah, I think it's a good bet holding long term. If you're holding it towards September, I think that's going to be where I think coins should be doing pretty well towards the end of the year. If you're looking at this stock to flow model, I mean, September is around there, so that could be a potential peak. If you look at this peak here, that was around December. The peak here was around December, so I mean, who knows, a peak might be around December again, around this range. That's December there, so let's just monitor his price. It could be a good year. But yeah, going back to MATIC. How do you feel about ICP? I've not looked at it, to be honest. MATIC price prediction for end of the year. I've already pushed it out there if we just look on the daily. I've got my level up here, so I've got two levels at 580 and 778. I think both of them will hit at some stage. In terms of growth, you're looking at a quite a big swing really. You might think, oh, that's not going to happen, but 231%, and then we also got 340%. If you look back in time though, and you think, right, that's not possible, look at where we've been since February. I'll go up. Since February, we've done 9,000%, and people don't think it can push above $5 when I think it's easily achievable. Up at $5.80, it's 230%, and then we've got that's $7.70 price prediction up there. So I think those are two areas which we will hit in this cycle. Yeah, the volume is a bit rough, but I mean, it had a major pump, didn't it? You're looking at 9,000% over the course of this year. The volume will come back. Thanks for that, Paulinho. Yeah, I'll have a look at a VeChain for you. I'll be doing another video on VeChain probably tomorrow morning, pushing it out. I'll also be doing another live stream tomorrow, so if you're new to this channel, make sure you're subscribed, and you'll get a notification once that live stream goes live tomorrow, and pretty much all my other videos. So looking at VeChain here, I've highlighted this this green box. I think this is a key area. I mean, we've rejected out of here 4 times now, and again on today's daily candle, we've actually rejected off this area again. So I think that is the first major area to break through. If we look at that in terms of a bit of a price, I think anything above 14 cent is where we need to be to regain this. I mean, if you look at that, it is bearish, but have bounced back well. I mean, I was quite surprised how much VeChain dropped, to be honest, from that top to a bottom. 81% with nothing fundamentally changed. There was a lot of fear in the market, and a lot of people basically shit the pants and just sold up, but it did create some fear in the market, and we have bounced back quite nicely. 170% bounce back from those lows, so if you manage to scoop some down there, then happy days. But let's just drop to 4 hour. And a good rise here, so this is the first key area that we need to get through. As you can see, a lot of rejections out of this box, but let's just have a look in a little bit of a bearish scenario, and if we do spin it around here, because we have rejected again, we might do the same as we did here and here. If you just look at that in terms of a if you look there, we rejected. If you look there, we rejected. So I always know it's third time, it's going to either be lucky or third time unlucky, and we're going to drop. If we do drop, then there's potential to fill some orders down here at 12 cent, and we also have this region down here at 11 cents. So they are two areas to potentially target if the market does drop. But like I say, I mean, you just have to monitor. We've had that rejection there, we've had a rejection there. We are in that same area of liquidity where there's some selling pressure, and so we may not push through. But if we do push through, then bonus, we can look at targeting this level. Let's get rid of that level. Actually, don't need it on. The first key level to break through is this one, 15.23, and then we've got 16, 0.16, so 16 cent, which is pretty much around this area of liquidity around here. So that is a major area to break through, but currently we need to break through this this box here. Once we do break through it, we can look at targeting these extensions on a fib. In an ideal scenario, it would be nice if we come down, retested this 382 level, and then come back up, and then we test this negative 618 level at 16.8 cent, and then continue that run upwards. But fingers crossed, we do start to break through this. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bit of a shit show. I'm going to drop into the weekend coming up soon, and we might get a bit of selling pressure. We know that the weekends in general can be quite nasty, so fingers crossed there. I've never looked into Celsius. I've always preferred Swiss board, but yeah, if you're managing to get 13.99% on MATIC, then that's solid, to be honest. Or even if you do it at 10.5. Yeah, I think Zil can do a good run, same as MATIC. I just staked Veracity. What do you think? Yeah, it's a solid project. I hold a little bit. I used to hold a fair bit. I remember when it first got listed on KuCoin. I think they had some like some bonus where if you deposited a certain amount of veracity onto there, you got a bonus, and I've still got that bonus on my account. I think I managed to sell my holding ages ago, made a bit of profit, nothing major. If I held it now, I probably wouldn't be sat here talking to be on a beach somewhere, but shit happens, doesn't it? If you got any questions, just fire them in chat and I'll just fire through some questions there, because most analysis is pretty much done on MATIC. I'm not going to go too in depth on it. As you can see, we're in a period of consolidation now. Potential long setup on here if we do get it, but we need to just see what goes on with regards to breaking up or breaking down. I mean, you could say there's a potential breakout incoming, but it's quite temperamental. I mean, you could do it week to week, but I'm doing it body to body there, and then week to week on bottom. There's potential breakout coming, but let's just wait and see. I'm not going to keep it on. Not a massive fan of bullish pendants. No, I'd rather not switch to Celsius, to be honest, but I'm happily on Swissborg. Right, what's Mini on? Is it on here? Okay, I'll wreck in place. Let me just check if that's the right Mini. $4.87. Don't tell me we've been up there, surely. You tell me that we've been up to $188 and went down at 5? Surely not. That's almost like a rug pull, mate, to be honest. Can't remember the look at that. That looks nasty. Don't be investing in a project that's done a 97% drop. Andy, do you think alts will recover pre-crash prices and hopefully make new all-time highs? Yes, I do. I was just looking at a stock to flow model there. I still think we've got a fair old way to go. As you can see, 2013 we had that peak. When it did start to go yellow, we started to pick up some momentum. As you can see, that point there, the highs was actually in just before that peak. Actually, it went around November, and this peak was in December. I reckon we're going to get a peak around here, potentially between August and December. I think altcoins will be absolutely flying because BTC will be probably pushing up towards 100k, and I think the markets will really start to look good. And you will see some crazy altcoin prices. We're not seeing any blow off tops yet. We're not seeing anything crazy. Where's best to earn interest on USDT? I'm not too sure, to be honest, buddy. I'm actually earning interest on USDC on Swissborg, so I think that's a good area for you to potentially look at. Swissborg is fairly decent. I'm earning quite a bit, actually, about 12%. That's a link if you want to check it out. You get some free crypto as well if you sign up. I don't think it's much, like it's between $5 and $50. So Sol. Looks like it's bouncing nicely back off that dump. 100% up. This was the key area to get through, and we broke through that, so that's looking good. That's quite a bullish sign. Currently at 39.23 and on the way up. I'm presuming that's the all-time highs up at 58 bucks. Yeah. Currently, so not a million miles off it, are we? Let's just put a little bit of bearish spin on this and have a look for some buys. If you're looking for some buys on this, you would look at targeting this region here, $36. And that region there, so 33, maybe ladder some down 36 to 33, and then you're looking for some take profits and areas to target. We've got $42.46. 46 will be quite a key area. If you look around here, we've got quite a few rejections off there. These two candles did close on it, but again we rejected and dropped from there, and then we rejected down here as well. So that's a key area at $46. Once you push up there, there's absolutely nothing in its way before all-time highs. You've got a few candles to the upside, but nothing major. So we don't expect a bear market this year. Potentially towards the end of the year, I think. It just depends when we get that peak in Bitcoin and then when we get that peak in altcoins. But it could be potentially this year later on. But let's just monitor it and see how it goes. As long as we're all taking profits on the way up, keep skimming bits off here and bits off there, and remember, don't try and get too emotional to a crypto. Don't marry it, because at the end of the day, you're here to make money, aren't you? You're not here to love a project. Even though you think it's going to be bee's knees and the best one around, don't get attached to it, because I've done that before. I remember when I first started, I only started low in crypto. I started with like a couple of grand, made up to about 30 or 40. And one day I was in a project that just disappeared, and so I lost like 30 grand, but made it all back now. But you just have to be, you just make sure you don't fall in love with them, because I fucking shagging it up left, right and centre out projects and I got dumped on, so shit happens, doesn't it? But yeah, profit is profit, and once it's in your bank, you'll be buzzing. But in that respect, I'm not saying hold on forever. Curious to your thoughts on TEL. I used to hold TEL ages ago. Something happened with team. I think something went wrong and I left. Never looked at it since, to be honest. Polygon MATIC price prediction 2022. Well, I don't know about 2022, but 2021, I think we're going to push up to this region here at 5821 and 779 potentially. They're not a million miles away in terms of growth. You're looking at 230% and 345% at some stage. I reckon that's going to happen this year, as long as the market plays out how I think it's going to play out. But we'll just monitor and see what goes on. If I had 10k to invest in one coin, which would the one you choose? Probably Zilliqa or VeChain. I like them both. Probably Zilliqa, because I think the tokenomics are a little bit better. VeChain has something like 80 billion, whereas it's probably 3 or 4 times less than that, and I think the chance of a better rise is good. ERSDL price prediction. I'm not looking at that, to be honest, mate. Has there been a lot of chatter about Tel? I'm not too sure. I've not seen any of it, to be honest, mate. Like I say, I've not looked in. If we go back to... Actually, I've got some Tel chats on here. I can't really tell you about the projects, but I can have a look at a bit of TA. I just set up the other day. I think I did this on the stream and I was looking for a breakout, and we seem to have got that here. So yeah, that's pushing up. I think first area to target is this region here, pretty much 3.94 cent. Once it does break up over there, I think we can start really starting to look forward. But it's been doing well actually. It's been creating some higher lows, which is good for market structure. If you look here, so this was the first one. It was a higher low. We created another higher low there. I mean, you could say this is a current higher low that's been formed. So the market structure is there, and it could really start to push on at some stage. As long as we don't come back and close any candles below this region, I think it will continue. It will start looking good. Every project just chooses what they want to do, whereas to be honest, it's all about tokenomics. I mean, you could say that about gold and silver, where we've got different supplies. It's all to do with how much is mined, and it's the same with crypto. It's just the digital version of it, and it's however a team decides to set their tokenomics up is there forever, isn't it? So it's a big decision. I don't know the exact reason why one project would choose a certain amount over another, but it's all built into a project, and that's just part of their tokenomic plan. I've not had a look into any of the early Cardano projects, mate. I've had a look into some of the early Polkadot projects. I'm not a massive fan of Cardano. I prefer Polkadot over it. I'm in this one now. This is Caps, which is turnover. This is building on Substrate. You've got all the information on the GitHub. You get a lot of these projects coming out now saying we're going to build on Polkadot or Cardano, and got no like Substrate information in the GitHub. But if you look at Caps, it's got all that information there, and it's doing well. It's only been listed a few days. A solid project. So if you're looking for maybe a Polkadot project, have a look at that. No worries. That's a link about stock to flow model if anybody's interested in keeping an eye on that. Any other project you want me to cover? Hotbit, what a horrible exchange Hotbit is. So DAG, never looked at this one before. Pretty much a double top there. Come back down, retested it, and we rejected. How much did we drop on this one? 72%, not as bad as some others. Not as bad as that Mina. 97% drop. Again, it looks very similar to most altcoins. Just we're creating a higher low, higher low, higher low. So that's okay for structure. If you're looking for some buys, I'm going to be targeting the 618 probably, or this region here, maybe 0.045, or maybe even down to this region here at 0.041. So they're buy zones really. I mean, the first area to get through is this one here. It's quite a key area that. Use that as a support wick, and that's a rejection wick there. So you need to be really breaking through 0.056 really to pick up some momentum, and then you got to look at this region to get through at about 6.7 cent. But that's the first major area for you to break through. What sort of correction do you think top altcoins will see during a bear market? I mean, last time we saw some 80-90% drops, and we've already seen that, haven't we? Over the course of 3 weeks. So when it comes to a bear market, you might get a slow bleed from the tops, and you might be looking at 50-60% maybe, maybe more, but it just depends how it goes. I remember we had bear markets previously. Might not be severe this time, but hope it's not anyway. XLM, is it a good idea to have XLM and XRP? Two different projects really, aren't they, mate? Both similar, similar but different. I don't hold any. Right, anyway, I'll probably cover one more project when I'll wrap this stream up. PokerSwap's decent. One of the lads in my Telegram uses PokerSwap a lot. Do I think it would be as good as Uni or Cake? Potentially, yeah, depending how big the Polka ecosystem grows. So, yeah, potentially. I don't think there's going to be another big dump. I was saying if you're looking for some buys on MATIC, I'd probably target. I mean, if it did dump, there's a lot of liquidity around there. Look at this region here. We had a load of wicks there, a load of wicks here, and a load of wicks there. So if it did dump, I think it wouldn't go any lower than that at 152. There's some strong support there. As you can see, we use that as liquidity before that major pump. I do pendants sometimes, to be honest, mate. I do like looking at a pendant, see if there's going to be a bullish breakout, and you look at BTC. That's what that's done there. That's had a bullish, breakout there. Yeah, so it can work sometimes, mate. Do I think this bull run will go to 2022? Potentially. Just looking at stock to flow there. I mean, it's saying anyway from August to around this region, probably August to December, same as last periods when we had these massive peaks in 13. Who knows? I mean, yeah, that could be a region around here. Could go into 2022, but I'm reckoning it's going to be towards the end of this year when it comes to a head. But yeah, that's going to do it for stream anyway today. Well, mainly just some price analysis on MATIC, and I just thought I'd answer a few questions there anyway. So thanks everybody for tuning in. If you're new to this channel, then make sure that you're subscribed, and I'll catch you all next time.